In order to get rude, crude, and full of attitude, you have to go all the way to the blighted village, you have to look for the cellar, then you don't have to pass the perception check to find the lever. It's always behind these crates, even if you fail, it's gonna be there and you can press it. Then you have to pick either the right coffin and take the spell scroll out, or defeat the horde of skeletons that summon other skeletons. But once you do, you will have unlocked Shovel, the cheeky quasi.
Rag, never summon Shovel, never feed Shovel, now call Shovel!
She is very enjoyable. Our precious little Chaos Daughter will fist her enemies to death, and she will love it. But the thing is, Quasits are really good, not just because they have overall more health than any other kind of familiar. They can turn invisible, they can scare people, and their claws do a decent amount of damage. They are in fact the best you can possibly get out of a familiar, and having Shovel around means that you can have more than just one Quasit. In fact, if you optimize it, you can have like 3. But honestly, you should probably only have 2, because why would you ever pick Pact of the Chain for a Warlock? Just why? Why would you do that to yourself? So optimally, you should have 2 shovels on you at any given time. How is this possible, you may ask? Well, you don't have to be a wizard to know how to summon Shovel. You can be anything you want. Okay, that's technically not true. I'll get to that in a second. You have to either be a wizard, a warlock, or a sorcerer. We know these classes for sure can learn how to summon Shovel permanently without having to expand a spell slot or anything. They can just do it whenever. The way you do this is really finicky for some fucking reason. When you go down to the cellar and talk to her, ask about Illy, make sure that when she tells you her name is Shovel, say this dialogue option. Ask her, so your name is Shovel, and do not change it. For some reason, if you try to change her name, it breaks the entire progression of the dialogue, and it locks you out of unlocking her as a summon. I don't know why that's the case. So from here on out, you can call her Shovel. Not Fork, not Basket, not Bucket. It is funny you can change her name, but it is actually suboptimal. It sucks, I know. Once you do that, she's going to ask you about the book. Now, when she brings up the book, you want to go to the mirror and ask the mirror its stupid questions, and you can do a lot of stuff to the mirror here. If you're playing a barbarian, just beat it to death with a rock. It solves the problem a lot faster. The guy she asks you about that everyone fails the history check on is some kind of fucked up freak. Do not say what the Quasit told you to say. She's trying to fuck with you. Balsam is good for cleaning wounds. That's what it's good for. And on the third question, what do you see in the mirror? Say you want something to get the parasite out of your head. Anything else is going to start the fireball. You don't want to know what happens when you start the fireball. And then you're in. Now make sure Shovel is following you and watches you open the gate, take the book out, and then you just have to interact with it. It doesn't matter what you do with it or if you even try to read it. Just pick up the book, look at it, and then do whatever. I just stow it in my pack usually. Once that happens, you want to talk to her again, and here's where things get weird. If she says, "See, Beefy, I told you," it means you're stuck and you can't unlock the ability to summon her whenever you want. But if she says, ooh, a spell finger, or whatever that line is, it means you have now the ability to summon her as once per short rest. How does this work exactly? In theory, if you do this correctly, a wizard, warlock, and sorcerer can all summon Shovel once per short rest. But you can't trick the game into giving you 2 shovels. The way you would do this is first you would have your wizard learn the spell via scroll, and you can have other characters go interact with her and talk through her dialogue, and at the end you can have either your warlock or sorcerer learn the spell. However, on the wiki it says that these 3 classes could unlock the ability to summon Shovel, but also Dragonborn? Like just any Dragonborn? And I couldn't tell if this was, incorrect or not. So I made a Dragonborn fighter named Quix, and I took him to the mirror, and I tested it out, and no, she didn't tell me how to summon her. In theory, people tell me that any class is supposed to be able to learn the spell to summon Shovel, but I have had no luck with any other class other than the ones listed above. I think when people say that, that you can get Shovel from any class, is that you can start with any of the 3 classes that would normally learn how to summon Shovel, and then, use Withers to transition into whatever class you actually want to play. But okay, we have Shovel now. Yippee. How good can she really get? let's examine her abilities a bit more in detail before I close this video off, so you can really understand how good having an invisible Quasit on her party is, even though she has only 7 hit points. God. On circuit, look at her the wrong way and kill her. Probably one of the best uses for Shovel is enforcing a surprise round on enemies. If you know where a fight is going to be and if you're ready to pick one, go invisible right before the fight and then just hit them. And it will start a surprise round, and then have the rest of your party show up later and they're still in the surprise round. Your party's position might not be the best, but you still get a free round to buff up or whatever the hell you need before you get into the meat of it. And that's not all. You can even buff Shovel a little bit further. Give her a little bit of Enlarge Reduce with Gale. Give her Commander's Rally for... Oh, right, it's a melee weapon attack, and... I can't get rid of it. It's just there. It's just... You know what? Shovel fucking sucks, actually.
I follow 2 masters only.
Like
And
subscribe.